Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm doing better, y'all. See, I'm hitting y'all with the back-to-back videos. I'm trying to be more intentional now with doing videos. I've decided to try to keep my videos under like 10 minutes. Just try to get quick and to the point. For everybody, I'm Muriel. I'm a registered nurse, a bachelor's prepared registered nurse. I talk about nursing. One day I'll talk about something else. I'm also sometimes talk about with a trash disposal company I started. Anyway, y'all, I came today with this video. Two pieces of information. I was, you know how I get in the chat, y'all, and y'all converse with you guys in the chat. And there was one of my new subbies, new subscribers. She was saying how she lived in a rural town. If you watching this, hey, how you doing? You had me thinking like I was sitting here trying to strategize and work some things out for you, because I too, when I started my nursing career, was in a rural town, and I actually had to drive an hour away from my nursing school. I don't know if that's a possibility for you. The reason I brought this up is because I advised her to, once she gets like kind of done with her prereqs, maybe down to maybe the last like 2 semesters, to apply to different schools for her nursing program, because that's what I did when I applied. I learned, what I learned is you can't just apply to one school, because they will hit you with this waiting list mess. You know, they'll hit you with this waiting list mess, and I never really paid any attention to that waiting list stuff, because they would tell me that, but then I would go ahead and be like, well, okay, and I planned my life on the time that they said I'm going to start school, and I would always end up start the program, and I would always end up starting like a semester or 2 ahead of time. So one thing I can say about that is, you said there's only one college in your area. If you have the means and the way to apply to a program that's not in your area, maybe a 45 minutes, an hour drive, I suggest do that, because let me tell you, you may think you don't have a way, but once you go to apply to these schools, and if that school 45 minutes to an hour away accepts you into the program before the one that's more local to you, you'll find a way. Trust me, you will find a way to make it to school. When I received my LPN, I started in January. Oh, it was 18 months. I started in January, so from January through, I think it was the spring semester and the summer semester, I completed all the prereqs that I needed for the LPN program. By that very August, I was starting the LPN program, and the next August I graduated. So, and that was the school that was an hour away from me, and I did my prereqs and everything at that school. And what I did is I took 4 classes at one time, and I took them all in the same day. So my spring semester, I went Monday, Wednesday, but I was there all day from 8 to 4:30, and I did 4 classes on Mondays and Wednesdays. And when the summer semester came, I only had 2 more prereqs to do. I did those 2, and I was in the program. But I didn't think I had a way either. I was young then. I had children. I was like, I didn't know how I was going to make it. Sometimes when people see you trying, they are more willing to help, especially when they see you trying to achieve some goals. And I had absolutely no idea. I had no idea how I was going to make it with my children and getting them to child care and stuff. I would drive to school sometimes. My sister actually lived in the city where I went to school for like the first year of me going to school. I would pack my kids up and drive them to her house sometimes and leave them with her all day on Mondays and Wednesdays, just so I can attend class. And then I had a babysitter that I would pay money. Well, the government was helping me pay, and then I would pay a little on the side. And it takes a lot for me to trust people with my children, but I trusted her, and we had it so set up. So it was mainly my 2 boys went. I would give her my food stamp card. She would buy groceries for the house, for her home, for my kids, so my kids can have food there. I set up a little pool in her backyard. Like I did what I had to do to finish school, and I finished. I worked on this during the weekends at Pizza Hut. Then I switched to not working, and then my summer semester I worked at Cracker Barrel. I worked as a waitress. And I made a way. And like I say, when you are determined, and if you apply to that school that's an hour away, you get accepted into it, you'll make a way to get there. Another thing a lot of people don't know is if you go to a community college, when you apply for these grants and things, normally you have more than enough money left over from after paying for your classes that you get that money back. And some people use it to help pay their bills up so that they can not work. Some people use it to purchase a vehicle to ensure that they get back and forth to work. Don't be that student that's going out buying all kinds of things for school. Because let me tell you, you just need a pencil, a piece of paper. You need some notebooks, some paper, and highlighters. That's all you really need. It's no need to go buying a fancy book sack and all that stuff. You just need some good notebooks. Maybe even a trapper keeper from back in the days. Y'all remember trapper keepers, right? Just so you can put all them PowerPoints and stuff in, because they're going to PowerPoint you to death in school. But that's all you don't need all that extra stuff that people go out and buy for school. I was pencil to paper throughout my whole LPN schooling and my RN schooling. The reason I utilized the laptop for the RN schooling is because they had some clinicals online. I forgot what they call simulation little things online that I had to utilize the laptop for, but I would go to the library and utilize theirs. But anywho, so yeah, I just wanted to make that one point. And another point I wanted to make, y'all, I know I talk a lot about nursing, y'all, but I highly encourage y'all to look into some other careers, because let me tell you, nursing might not be what you want to do. You think these people out here making money, but they work hard. Some work hard to make that money. Those who do care about their patients, they work hard to make that money. But there are other careers out here that you can do besides nursing, like respiratory therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy. Those are 3 careers that I don't really hear many people talking about going into. But when I tell you, those are some of the less stressful careers to have in the healthcare field. They deal with their patients and then they keep it moving, because I believe they work off of like a set number of minutes and stuff like that. But you ain't really got to deal with patients like we have, like nurses have to deal with them. Another career is being like a cardiac radiographer. I follow a girl on YouTube who did that for a living. YouTube has since retired her from having to work on anybody's job, but she did that for a living. And she said what her pay was years ago, first when she started, was like $33. I was like, that's not bad money, because that was pre-pandemic, and that's about what RNs was making pre-pandemic. But she has much less stress. She was working in like an outpatient clinic. It was much less stress dealing with the patients on that level than them being your patient for the full 12 hours. So I was talking to a homegirl of mine, and she was like, there are nurses, I don't know if they're not nurses, they're some type of radiographers who come through and just intubate patients. I think she said the actual respiratory therapists do this. Yeah, it sounds so exciting. She was talking about how on some of her COVID assignments that she had to administer paralytics to her patients, and RT came around and they had 2 minutes or less to intubate a patient. And I was like, oh, that sounds exciting. It sounds scary, but it sounds exciting. But that's a career right there. Like, and she was saying there was another person who came around that just did like ultrasounds on the heart. That was their job. Like, I don't know what the job title was, but that was the job description. And so yeah, I just wanted to make this just to drop those little tidbits on y'all, just to tell you my opinion about applying to these nursing schools. and also my opinion about becoming a nurse, because it does seem like everybody is becoming a nurse these days, and I ain't gonna, knock nobody for wanting to do it, but had someone told me about these other careers, had someone told the 21-year-old me about these other careers, I probably wouldn't have been a nurse right now. I probably would have looked into some of those other careers, because I'm telling y'all, nursing can be very stressful, but if you are determined to go into, if you want to go into a career that's just to help people and make you a good little coin, good cute coin, then outside of nursing, those other fields that I named, those are very profitable careers as well. So guys, I'll talk to you later. I try not to get my videos over 10 minutes, so I'm gonna have to try to find some way to cut this one down. But anywho, y'all have a good day.